Good morning, my love. The core reason I'm doing this show is that it help you, that the material meet you where you're at and support you right now, today, this morning on your journey. The best way I can do that is to hear from you. If you have a question about something I said in an episode that doesn't make sense, or you need clarity on, or you want to share with me something going on in your life that you'd like me to talk about. Today is an Ask Ryan episode where you send me your voice notes through the Waking Up with Ryan website and I respond. So here we go. You found your way here to Waking Up with Ryan. I'm so glad that you pushed play. This is the place you and I come to wake up together. So let's take a deep breath and begin.
I just recently got divorced and I'm trying to deal with detaching from being in a narcissistic relationship. And I'm struggling with abandonment issues and learning how to detach from being codependent and being attached to him. Whatever advice you could provide would be great.
Hi, my love. Thank you for sharing this vulnerable note with all of us. Firstly, I want to congratulate you. It is not easy to leave a marriage, a relationship. It's not easy ever to shake up your life that way, to leave a relationship that has been with somebody, with a narcissist, is even harder. In order to stay in a relationship with a narcissist, what is a narcissist? A narcissist is a human being who doesn't have the capacity to understand that other people have needs that are different from their own. They run the script of their life only through their own lens. Not necessarily because they're bad. Sure, there's malignant narcissists in the world, but because they don't have the safety inside themselves to open vulnerably, to feel what arises inside of them when the people they're in relationship with are going through something difficult, especially when you, my love, are having a challenge with your relationship with your narcissistic partner and you share that with them. They don't have the capacity to open and feel the discomfort arising inside of them and listen to you and validate your experience and communicate with you about it. No. They have to figure out any way possible to shut you down so that they can shut down the discomfort inside of them that they do not have the capacity to feel. Unfortunately, with narcissism, there's gaslighting. So you bring to the situation, I have this need, or what you did really hurt, or I need this to change. And they immediately find a way, knowing your whole makeup, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody for a long time. They know what matters to you, they know what hurts you, and they'll use whatever they can in a moment's notice to try to shut you down. So they'll gaslight you, meaning you're sharing with them a pain that you're having, and they'll find a way to make that your fault. Well, if you didn't, then right? If you didn't do this, then I wouldn't have done that. This is your fault that I hurt you in this way, abused you in this way. Because if you hadn't, then I wouldn't have done that. Every time that happens in a relationship, it chips away at the foundation of your own core. It chips away at your foundation. What is your foundation? Your foundation is your ability to trust yourself. It's your inner navigation system that knows who you are and what you're on this planet for and what to do and what to say. Every time they gaslight you, attack back at you, it chips more and more and more the foundation, your foundation, until there's not much of a foundation left. So the fact that you were able to find the strength and the courage to leave, thank God. Thank God. But now the new challenge begins, which is, how do you rebuild a foundation for yourself after it's been so chipped away? You're going to notice this when you move into your life and have to make decisions about where you're living and do I want to stay in the same city or create a new life? Do you want to start dating somebody new, but do you even have the GPS system to know what a healthy relationship is? Is your picker off? There's going to be thoughts like, should I have left that relationship? Should I have stayed? Was staying better than leaving? Was it my fault? Wait, was I the one who made that happen? Right? That's all coming from a lack of or a broken down foundation for yourself. And so this is a time right now to focus completely on rebuilding that foundation. You mentioned in your voice note codependency. Codependency, the best way I relate to codependency is if you are not okay, then I am not okay. I don't know how to be okay inside myself if you are not okay. And so I prioritize making you okay so that I can be okay. What I want you to learn is how to be okay when things are not okay. You cannot trust that life is going to be okay all the time. It's not supposed to. The Buddha said life is suffering. It's on purpose for your own growth. We go through challenges. How you can be okay when things are not okay is you learning, and this is what breaks up codependency, is learning how to embrace the painful emotions, the difficulties, the painful thoughts that arise inside yourself, so that when the triggers happen that come your way, or when the thought arises that's coming from a faulty foundation, rather than living up here and trying to figure out what to do and how to handle and how to solve, the invitation is to get into your body, to feel what's arising completely, and to be the primary attachment figure to the parts of yourself that need your love and attention, to allow them to be here, to inquire what they need, to provide for them what they need, a hug, some love, some safety. You're now on a journey that all those parts of you are asking for your attention. Not to sell something, but this is what I have done for years and years with my coaching clients. I teach a process called emotional fitness. It's a 3-step process: feel, inquire, tend, which is when there's the trigger or the hardship that's happening, and you notice your mind kicking in, thinking, what's happening and what am I going to do about this? Emotional fitness is a process of pausing, feeling what's happening in your body, inquiring, what am I believing about myself? Look, what belief about me, core belief that I developed years and years and years ago, is this arising right now that I need to pay attention to? And what does this hurt part of me need? Because that's all your uncomfortable emotions are. Your emotions are just energy in motion that is communicating to you whether or not your needs are being met in any given moment. I should do a whole episode on this. That's what your emotions are. When you're in what we call positive emotions, that's your body's way of saying, my needs are met, I'm safe, lean into the moment. But when you're experiencing what culturally we call negative emotions, I prefer calling them uncomfortable emotions, that's your body's way of saying, I'm perceiving that my needs aren't being met right now. What is my core need? Safety. So that's your body's way of saying, hey, I'm perceiving that I'm not safe right now. And that's when the mind kicks in and tries to figure out how to get safe. But the mind is useless at that. Unless you're actually in real danger and you need to run or hide, then the mind is really important. The brain is really important. Your survival instincts kick in. The problem is that 99.999% of the time in your life, you are actually safe, but the mind is telling a story. Your survival instinct is telling a story that you're not. And so the mind kicks in, and that's driving you away from the healing process of actually pausing, feeling what's going on inside of you, inquiring what's going on, and then tending to those needs. So I do have a course online. You can find it on my Instagram link tree. It's called How to Be Okay When Things Are Not Okay. And I take you step by step through emotional fitness, like literally 1 week at a time, one step at a time, to get that process into your bone marrow so it becomes your first nature, so that you have access to it in the moment that you need it. I highly recommend you go check it out and see. I made it super affordable. If you are in a place that you can't afford it, send me a DM and I'll do my best to send you, a discount code or send it to you for free. I hope this is helpful. And I'm sorry this is happening in your life, and it reminds me of what Marianne Williamson used to say often, which is, in these times of life when it's really painful, it's like you're down here going, this is so terrible, when the universe is up there saying, this is so good. Because the universe is invested in one thing, which is you remembering who you are. And the way you remember who you are is through confronting the you who you think you are. And you only are going to confront that when life becomes unmanageable in a way that it forces you to your knees, to surrender to the transformation that's waiting for you. So let's go into a short practice this morning. As always, I invite you to close your eyes and take some deep breaths. If you're somebody who notices that you deal with codependency, which is many, many people, especially those of us who are on the journey of discovering who we are on the spiritual path, oftentimes we tend to look at codependency as like, no, I just want to help people. What I want to encourage you this morning is to recognize that the most important person for you to help first is yourself. And so taking a few more deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Reflecting on the relationships in your life where you have a tendency to abandon yourself in order to meet the needs of others. Where perhaps you make yourself small, or you change yourself, or you don't tell the truth as a way to kind of keep things copacetic, keep everything okay. And this morning, let's embrace that it's not okay. Whether it's the way they treat you, the way they don't show up, it's not okay. And repeat after me. I can be okay when things are not okay. I no longer abandon myself to meet the needs of others. Let's take a deep breath. And let it go. Repeat after me. I am willing to be myself. I am willing to speak up. Even though I feel fear. Even though I'm afraid of what might happen. I speak up. I tell the truth to the best of my capacity. And I know how to care for myself when I stand up for myself. Whatever comes my way, as a result of being myself, I know how to care for myself. I know how to hold the discomfort. I am willing to hold the discomfort. Take a deep breath and let it go, and continue repeating after me. I am willing to hold myself in love. Let's take one more deep breath in and let it go. And take your right hand and place it on your left shoulder. And take your left hand, if you can, and place it on your left shoulder. And give yourself a hug. Bowing your chin to your chest. As you say to yourself, I love you. And then say your name. Say it out loud. I love you. And say your name. I'm here for you. I care about you. I support you. I trust our path. Let's take a deep breath. And let it go. Keeping your breath moving. Giving yourself one more big squeeze. Big squeeze. You may rub your hands from your shoulders down toward your elbows, like a parent loving a child who needs some TLC, some tender loving care. And resting your hands down into your lap. And when you're ready, blinking your eyes open. You are here for you. The universe is here for you. No more making yourself small to meet the needs of others. The challenge here is that it's gonna ruffle feathers. You can be okay when those feathers are ruffled. Loving you from here. Hi, I hope you're feeling even just a little bit more prepared to take on the day. But before you go, I'd love to hear from you. And you can send me a voice note by going to my website, wakingupwithryan.com. Scroll down to the section that says, Send Ryan a voice note. Tap the button to leave me a voice message with a question you have, maybe a relationship challenge you're having, or a spiritual hang-up, some kind of an emotional struggle. Any topic that you'd love for me to address on the podcast, I want to hear from you. Loving you from here.